Today's story is about Helen Keller. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. Here's another story where impossible was again made possible by determination, hard work, perseverance, guidance, and self-belief. Helen Keller, an American author, political activist, and lecturer. Children, first let's see a video.
In this room sits a remarkable woman. She's Miss Helen Keller.
She felt the vibration of the spoken word. She feels the G, the hard G. The. On the lips, she feels the B. I am not dumb now.
No.
W-A-T-E-R, water. It has a name.
Did you all see the video? Now, let me tell you about Helen Keller. Helen Keller was born on 27 June 1880 in Tuscumbia, Alabama. She died on 1st June 1968 in Arkenridge, Eastern Connecticut. Accomplished much despite being both deaf and blind. Children, these are the pics of Helen Keller. She believed that we can do anything if we want to do with determination. Helen Keller was a happy, healthy baby. Her father, Arthur, worked for a newspaper. Mother, Kate, took care of the home. She grew up on her family's farm called Ivy Green. She enjoyed being with dogs. At 19 months, Helen Keller the previous one. At 19 months, Keller contracted an unknown illness described by the doctors as an acute congestion of the stomach and the have been scarlet fever or meningitis. The illness left her both deaf and blind, completely shaping the way Keller would live her life. Helen was a happy, healthy baby. Her father, Arthur, worked for a newspaper, while her mother, Kate, took care of the home. She grew up on her family's farm called Ivy Green. She enjoyed being with dogs. Helen tried to communicate with people around her. She realized that she was different and it was extremely difficult to let others know what she needed. She would sometimes throw tantrums, kicking and hitting other people in anger. Helen's parents realized that she needed some help. They contacted the Perkins Institute for Blind in Boston. A 20-year-old former student, Annie Sullivan, herself visually impaired, became Keller's instructor. Annie Sullivan and Helen Keller. Annie began to teach Helen words. She would press the letters of words into Helen's hand. She put a doll in one of Helen's hands and pressed the letters of the word D-O-L-L on the other hand. One day, Annie put her hand into water coming from a pump. Then she spelled out water into Helen's other hand. Helen finally understood what Annie was doing. An entire new world opened up for Helen. Helen could read entire books in Braille. Children, Braille is a form of written language for blind people in which characters are represented by patterns of raised dots that are felt with the fingertips. Helen Keller learned how to talk from Sarah Fuller, a teacher for the deaf. Helen graduated from Radcliffe College for Women in Massachusetts in 1904 with honors. She first wrote a number of articles for a magazine called the Ladies' Home Journal. These articles were later published together in a book called The Story of My Life. Let us see her achievements. Helen Keller was the first deaf-blind person to earn a bachelor's degree. She published her famous autobiography, The Story of My Life, in 1903. She published 12 books in her writing career, including Light in My Darkness. She co-founded Helen Keller International in 1915. She was a leading member of the American Foundation for the Blind. Keller was a world-renowned speaker. She was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1964. Helen Keller is ranked as one of the most influential people of the 20th century. Motivation is a reason for actions, willingness, and goals. Now, children, let me show you the video of Elon Musk on the CTO of SpaceX.
Refurbished ICBM. I can tell you it was very weird going there in late 2001, 2002, going to the Russian rocket forces and saying, I'd like to buy 2 of your biggest rockets, but you can keep the nuke. What is the most useful thing that what could I say that could actually be helpful or useful to you in the future? I thought I'd perhaps tell the story of how I sort of came to be here. How did some of these things happen? And maybe there's some lessons there. Because I often find myself wondering, how did this happen? When I was young, I didn't really know what I was going to do when I got older. People kept asking me, but then eventually I thought that the idea of inventing things would be really cool. And the reason I thought that was because I read a quote from Arthur C. Clarke, which said that a sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, and that's really true. If you go back, say 300 years, the things that we take for granted today you'd be burned at the stake for. Being able to fly, that's crazy. Being able to see over long distances, being able to communicate, having effectively with the internet a group mind of sorts, and having access to all the world's information instantly from almost anywhere on the earth. This is stuff that really would be magic, or would be considered magic in times past. In fact, I think it actually goes beyond that, because there are many things that we take for granted today that weren't even imagined in times past. They weren't even in the realm of magic. So it actually goes beyond that. So I thought, well, if I can do some of those things, basically if I can advance technology, then that's like magic, and that would be really cool.
Stay motivated, stay focused. Thank you.